transaction.
Yeah, transaction.
Keep it simple.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, we out here another week to prophesy. All right, the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, in the Holy Scriptures. All right, we all also out here to let our people know that you are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is returning for his elect. All right, and we're in a time of great trouble. All right, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, and the prophets are out here to forewarn you. All right, what's coming to this society. All right, contrary to what these people believe. All right, because ultimately these people are in a state of confusion. Okay, so we're out here to prophesy and let you know through the Holy Scriptures what's coming. All right, because believe it or not, this book, this Bible, all right, that people, these average people read in church, all right, they're not bringing out what is really about. They're not bringing out what it really says. All right, so that's why the Lord established his men in these latter times to let you know what the Scriptures are really speaking about. All right, so go ahead.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, this saith the Lord. Say, a sword is sharpened and is furbished. It is sharpened to make sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
Yeah, the sword, Salakia, the sword is basically symbolic for what's coming down. Like it says in the Apocrypha, it says, those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, roughly paraphrasing. So when you see this man coming down with great wrath, that's the sword being sent by the Lord. You know, in the form of many things. All right, weaponry, a lack of food, martial law, military troops. You know?
Yep, I just seen an article that said that Trump keep losing the trade war, that the shelves by the summertime gonna be empty.
Just said that. That's a lot. Just said that.
Oh yeah. So that's the sword
that's
too.
That's the sword. Yep.
And it says, shall we then make mirth? Because you got our people just living regular life. They don't got prophecy on their mind. They just like, like everything gonna be just fucking good.
Yeah, man. A lot of the posts that I see on social media that are trending are all about the NFL draft, man. When there's serious shit coming on. Amazon just raised their prices last night on Chinese goods.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, anything that could be used as a weapon or in the form of weaponry is basically considered the sword. Anything this man could use. Go ahead.
It is condemned. It condemns the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer.
Yeah, and the Lord is in charge of the sword. The Lord is in charge. The Lord controls who's going to be slayed with the sword and who's not. You know? Go ahead.
Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people.
Yeah, judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And that's why the Lord has us out here, because when he does send the sword, you Israelites are not going to have an excuse. So it's going to begin, judgment is going to begin at the house of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead. Which is beautiful because, you know, you the one, our people are the ones out here that's basically trying to keep that mirth alive. You know? Because this society is dead, man. But Jake be the ones that be trying to keep this shit alive.
Yeah, Jake definitely the only ones that keep it going, coming up with new dances. Does Jake just want to party and get and turn up, you know, and get lit?
And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people look down on our people, man, because they don't take nothing seriously. Yeah, they got no moral compass, man.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, you got 50-year-old women twerking and shit and dressing slutty.
Yep.
This shit is, our people is at an all-time low. It's horrible.
I seen on social media, you had these black women, they basically was glorifying and being like they the, you know, the bottle girls in the club and shit that come out with the signs. These bitches was glorifying being bottle girls, coming out half naked with signs and bottles with sparkles and shit. Oh, we the best bottle girls in the city. Like that's something proud. The black woman is low, man.
Yeah, and being a bottle girl is not an accomplishment or a skill. You don't gotta. All you gotta do is just have a nice body and come out naked.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take no brains, no knowledge. You know, but they glorify no discipline. They glorifying simplicity.
Yep.
Yeah, I follow this one. Well, it comes up on my feed. There's one channel on X where they post all kinds of street fights and shit, and all kinds of crazy shit, like people running up into fast food joints and beating up the cashiers.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always,
Jake.
black women, man.
Yep.
Predominantly black women doing that unruly behavior. You know?
You say, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel.
Uh-huh.
Tears by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon your thigh.
Yeah, so the Lord is letting you know if you don't get your act together, well, it's pretty much already written that he's going to judge his people at a high level. But right now you have the opportunity to repent and come back to him so that, you know, that doesn't, the sword doesn't catch you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It say, because it is a trial. And what if the sword contempt even the rod? It shall be no more, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
That's why we, oh, go ahead.
Oh, therefore, son of man, prophesy and smite your hands together, and let the sword be double the third time in the sword of slaying.
So the sword is going to be double. And that's why we say that you have to take this grace period seriously. Because the doors of mercy are slowly shutting, right? And once the Lord takes his men off the street, and this word is basically sealed up, then that's when Isaiah 33:6 is going to kick in. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And the key word in that verse is stability. Because you're going to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to keep you stable during these rough times, during these harsh times. All right? And the Lord really has it designed to where our people walk past us. Mm-hmm. He has it designed to where Jake's ears are shut. Because he got to fulfill the scriptures we just read. Those scriptures got to be fulfilled. So, you know, when our people walk past us and their ears is shut, that's the Lord fulfilling prophecy too.
Yep, that's in Isaiah 6. I got that real quick.
Yeah, and, like we out here, we out here to give the gospel. The word gospel means good news. Mm-hmm. We actually bring in good news to our people. We giving hope. We out here bringing hope. The only hope. It's only one hope.
One hope. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 6:9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears.
Yeah, if the Lord didn't have the angels close the eyes and the ears of the people, you had thousands of people out here. Israel be, it say, what's that one joint?
Israel should be as the sand of the sea.
Nah, I think it's the keys. It say if all the people will come. Yeah, if all the people. The deliverance. That none of he said he'll come in, and none of the other stuff will have to take place. Mm-hmm. If everybody do it at the same time, that we'd be out of here.
Yep.
Cause it's easy. Like soon as I heard it, if the Lord got your eyes open and your ears open, as soon as you hear it.
That's how it was for me.
The Lord shall make thee of a quick understanding.
It's instant.
It's instant. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's in
It's still going
Isaiah that say, you should hear a word in your ear that say, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I forgot where that's at.
Yeah.
It's in Isaiah, actually. I'll finish this and I'll get it. It's in 30 and 20. Isaiah 6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Yeah, they will convert and be healed. Like, everybody who hear the gospel, they're like, oh shit, that makes sense. Bam. And then we be out of here.
That's why I said when just like when their ears is open, it's prophecy, and when the Go ahead.
Verse 11, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to hear till that destruction comes.
Mm-hmm. My people shall be willing in the day of my power, man. Day of thy power. Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Ooh. And the Lord hath removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. That's it on that.
do you want it 30 and 20?
Yeah, I believe that's it.
Or what was it? Isaiah chapter 30, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, and is it?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it goes into it. Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Yep, the eyes shall see thy teachers. If you look at what's going on in 2025 specifically, the Lord has his eyes set on those that are participating in the ministry, man. You know, Alizé's, he's done. They had that, what was his name? Howard of Maccabees. He's pretty much through.
IOIC keep changing their doctrine every motherfucking 6 months.
Yep. Now they're aligning with the Nation of Islam. And they had that, where were they? Was it in Kenya where they were at? Where they were getting chased out?
They got stoned.
They almost got killed, man. You know, them Hamites don't play out there,
Even
man.
the police wasn't fucking with
But
them.
they told them to get the fuck. They told them, they tried to tell them like, yo, y'all gotta go. And they was like, oh, like this ain't America, motherfucker. Y'all better.
Right, yeah, y'all will get fucking
Y'all ain't got
killed.
no constitutional rights or lawyers you can call up over there, man. And then you had those pretty solidified rumors about General Johanna being a PDF, you know, down there in Jamaica, man. You know, Lord is exposing all this going on, okay? But who's been the ones that have been consistent? Who's been the ones that have been telling you what the MOTB is? Who've been the ones that have been warning our people, most importantly, about the dangers that are to come, man? You know, we ain't sitting there making rap videos and wearing hats and bringing guns and posting them on social media.
Or trying to take your money.
That's right. Right. We ain't extorting nobody, man. We're sitting here, beginning with our apostles. We've been telling you the same message over and over and over on repeat. That's why a lot of our people also don't like us, man, because they, you sound like a broken record. Well, what has been said is coming to pass right now.
Yeah, and the doctrine does not change.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're not supposed to be giving unto change or be double-minded.
Yeah.
We're supposed to continue in what we learned and stay with the doctrine.
It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
And you got a lot of men, a lot of men that don't hear that are Israelites.
Yeah, because they not of the elect.
Yep.
Read that again. Because we like I said, when my personal testimony, when I first, because I was searching for the truth. I used to listen to one of them Yahuwah dudes. It was like two dudes I was listening to. I had the book with the name translated and everything. But then I had seen the video of GMSLA. So every time they say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I say in my head like, nah, it mean Yahuwah. But I was like, they talking the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, man, hold on.
Yeah, something ain't right.
This might be it. This is it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, it's a blessing to be fishing in the right rivers, man. Because hey, the Lord could have woke your ass up and sent you to GOCC.
Yeah, read that again.
It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
And the thing I like to say is, anytime me, but usually, like anytime you hear the truth, find out this is the 100% truth about anything. Like when I found out Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, I never forgot. You never forget the truth.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out Santa Claus wasn't real, I never you feel me though? Just like search.
renege.
Yeah. Once you find Yahweh Shai was a so-called black man, I never could go back to. It's just the truth.
Yeah,
like you can't. It's not,
Salon. Just like when we come in this truth, we can't go back in the world because our minds is like once you know through the spirit, you know once your eyes is open,
you can't go back to the
So I was
world.
gonna
You're
say,
gonna bug out.
Yeah, certain men can't go back into the world, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's like it'd be impossible for me, for what I believe, wholeheartedly, it'll be impossible for me to go back in the world and be comfortable and try to live my best life, because
you've been exposed to righteousness.
Right.
We've been exposed to so much truth. It's
what's that scripture where it says those that tasted of the heavenly gift?
I believe it's
Peter, right?
yeah, 2:20.
But he right on a note, like, cause you had men that fell out. A lot of men that fell out the truth. They fall out
Second or first?
for like years, and they try to come back later. Cause that shit probably be condemning them.
that should be in their head the whole time.
2 Peter 2:20. For if after they had escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than in the beginning.
Man, and when you see a lot of guys that fall out of this truth, what usually brings them back into the world is the things that they had a hard time shaking off when they came in.
Yep.
You know, the scriptures talk about that. About a demon, where a demon brings himself and his friends. Yeah, brings seven others with him.
It says, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Yep, it's kind of like when you leave the mob. It would have been better if you never came into the mob than if you left the mob, man. Because the mob is crazy. They'll bury your ass alive.
Yeah, because you
kind
know,
of like that with this truth too.
Because you know all the secrets, and that's like this is like the mob on the right hand side. You know the deep sayings of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know the secrets and the breakdowns, and then you go back into the world where it's filthy, and you try to blend in with that shit. You know it's not right. It says, but it is happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his vomit again, and the soul that was washed into her wallowing in the mire. So it's like a dog returning to his own vomit, going back into the world. And like Yeshaya said, you leave this truth and you go back into the world, you're gonna bug out. Because you just gonna be pretending. And that's what a lot of Jakes do. They go back into the world and they pretend, oh yeah, I don't believe that no more. But your conscience and your spirit be eating your ass up. Because you know this is the truth. That's why when you actually in the truth and you diligent and you a man of the Lord, you got to make sure that you're not engaging too much into the world, because the world will swallow your ass back up. You start to feel, like, damn, like I'm in the world too much. You start to feel uncomfortable, getting worldly. That's the spirit letting you know. You better get right, man. You know? Hey, and the scriptures tell us that the spirit and the flesh is constantly fighting against each other. The flesh wants to be in the world. The flesh wants the worldly pleasures. And the spirit wants the things of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know?
Go ahead. This is real quick. Matthew 16:2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
And right now we're in the times, like I said, death and destruction. All right, lack of bread. Okay, we're literally in the last days, man. The last days are the last days. And you can see that if you're a spiritual man, you can see the signs. But if you spiritually discerned, then it's gonna be a regular Tuesday to you, a regular Tuesday in America. You know, where a nigga think it's peaches and cream out here. When that's not the case, you got a whole bunch of businesses closing down, stores closing down. You know, your beloved American businesses, they're basically no longer.
Yeah, you got Sam's Club said they making their store totally ran through AI to where you just gonna grab whatever you gonna get and walk out the store and then take the money right off your card. So that's what they doing right now.
And we know
So,
that's geared towards the chip.
Yeah, but and that's doing that's like how many jobs is that gonna take out?
Yeah. Right.
It's gonna take out. So that's geared towards the chip and it's pushing towards the tribulation.
A lot of the fast food joints are, you notice, are going with the kiosks, where they just got like 1 or 2 people in the back, man. You know, and those are supposed to be what they call starter jobs for, you know, high school kids and college kids to get work experience. You know, so you got a whole generation.
You're gonna have 60-year-olds in there working.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna be no other job.
They got Gen Z. That's the main thing that a lot of these bosses have as far as complaints with Gen Z is they don't know how to operate in a business environment, man. You know, so Esau Edom has created a whole generation of young kids that are basically like 25 and 26-year-old teenagers, man, as far as maturity.
Yeah, and you turn around and you hear about the shit these kids and teenagers doing, like
you don't even want them near you.
Yeah, shit, they can't even be around their parents, because if the parents turn off the Wi-Fi, the kids fucking try to kill the parents. You know, or if they take a phone, and I read a little study on it, and the people addicted to cell phones and social medias, and when they phone die or they get disconnected from the internet, they feel like they disconnected from the world, and it's like a psychological effect, which basically cause people to bug out or have anxiety. So a lot of these people is mentally disabled and can't go without, you know, and shit. Even us as adults, you know, we might find ourselves constantly scrolling or constantly going to your phone, even though it ain't ring, it ain't vibrate, nothing, but you constantly in your phone. And Esau Edom, he set that up systematically.
Yeah, it was a study.
Tendency.
This is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Well, this is the right wine. Okay, the wine was here the whole time. Because these people, once all this shit shuts down, they're going to be looking for the answers, man. Okay, there's going to be a righteous answer, and there's going to be a left-hand answer. And the left-hand answer is going to be, come join our AI society and get this MOTV. Because that's really where it's headed, man. And you other camps, you're going to get exposed, man, because this AI society is being built incredibly fast, man. And cryptocurrency technology has been at the forefront. You got a number of Bitcoin banks that are opening up, man, and getting funded by primary banks and big companies, man. And you got countries making contracts with their central banks with some of these digital currency technologies, like Algorand is going to be the main currency of the Italian central bank. Trump did that executive order for stockpile of digital currencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and I believe it's ADA.
Yeah, then you had the situation with Elon Musk, and they was proposing transferring the U.S. Treasuries to blockchain.
Yep. And China's even opening up a little bit too. You know?
And then you got them pushing the digital wallets and digital IDs around the globe this year.
All they really needed was the governments to start to get involved and get the framework and infrastructure in place, man.
Yeah. And shit, my ID got a chip in it, and you can see the chip. No, I ain't gonna put it on there. But shit, you can see that? You can see the chip right there, clear as day. So they already they warming people up. You know, it's already there. You know, was you done with that?
I had something else.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 16. It says, "Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill." It says, "Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it."
Well, you look at what's going on too in the left-hand side in 2025 is you got a big leadership change, man. You know, what was it? The Pope died earlier this week. Mm-hmm. And then you had Klaus Schwab step down. And I was looking into this new devil that they got taken over, and he makes Klaus Schwab look like a fucking nice guy, man. It's these devils. They know that they got a short time, man. They need to start moving fast and implementing those draconian austerity measures.
And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but shit, you know, the way shit be going ain't no coincidences. But the Pope died at 88, and Klaus Schwab resigned at 88. So I don't know if is it a number plate with that?
Probably so, because Klaus Schwab only 87. Read that again?
Which one? What I just
read?
read?
Yeah. He's 87 right now. They said he
88, but he only 87.
Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 17. Verse 16. "Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock."
Let's talk about Esau.
Yep.
His pride is deceived him.
"That holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof."
Yeah, that's what they do to the nation of Israel right now. They hiss at us. We gonna do this, but it's gonna be in righteousness, because they really the people supposed to bow down, but our people are at such a low level that.
It says, "As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it."
Yep. And recently I seen a video, some men speaking, you know, and they were saying people don't understand what's coming, and they think that America is gonna last if it gets taken over. They saying that, you know, Russia or China go come in and take over the land, and the people don't understand war. And if America loses, but like the scripture just says, no man will dwell here ever again. So after this war, America will be completely made desolate.
Yep.
Well, hey, man, I just looked up a quick fact about that guy who just took over the WEF. He owns Nestle, and he owns like a ton of water, man. A ton of water. And he's been quoted as saying that he doesn't see water as a human right.
Yeah, so
you know, so these devils are getting it ready to starve people out.
Yep. I'm going to skip to verse 20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And we know that Esau is going to use food and water as a weapon as well. So, you know, and right now he has, basically he does have control over the earth. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Like, if you don't pay your water bill, they cut your water off. You know, so he has, the Most High gave him the control over those things.
We're going to bring hell upon our people. But it's a flip side to that coin if you win this faith.
Yep.
The Lord said, he said those type of deaths is not, it's in the Apocrypha. It say those type of deaths is not for the righteous.
Yeah.
Like the fire and shit like that. He ain't letting us go out like that. And we're going to be fed during the famine. It tell you that all through the scriptures. That famine we shall laugh.
Yep. That script in the Apocrypha, you say basically, be not concerned with the death of the wicked, you know, but on how the righteous shall be saved.
I gotta get it real quick. I know you got it, bro. Job chapter 5, verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Yes, so in all our troubles, he is going to be protecting us. We don't got to worry about dying from a famine. You might have to die, but the Lord said,
It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in the league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and thou shalt not sin. So yeah, that's, you know, hey, Lord willing, we're those men, we're gonna be protected. Got it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. I'm gonna get straight to the point, verse 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created.
That's why we say we only concerned with the elect. You know, even though we still do get on the wicked, you know, of our people in Esau, Edom, but our main focus should be on, you know, how the Lord can use us to seal the elect. Because ultimately we understand that we're vessels. You know, we're vessels of righteousness, and we want to remain that way. You know? So the Lord is literally using us to come out on the highways and the byways, preach this word, and warn the people and fish for his elect.
Yeah, we really calling our people out. So we trying to bring them back to remembrance
yep.
who they is, and tell them to repent.
Yeah, see, the Lord don't gotta come off his throne. He uses us for that. You know, he uses his men. And it's prophesied that he was going to do that.
I got something to say that. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 49. Is it 55 or 49? Where you said?
50.
Oh, I got it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be a servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord.
Read it from the top.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be a servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet I shall be glorious in the eyes of the Lord.
Yes, so the Lord formed us from the womb to basically be born, right? Your mom and your dad, you know, do their thing, then you're born. But in this world, the Lord brought us up. See, we learned wickedness first. And then at one point in our life, he said, I'm going to wake you up at this point, So now you get righteousness. So now when you get the righteousness, you appreciate it because you already know what wickedness is like. So now you appreciate righteousness. So now he gives you the truth at whatever point in your life. And now he's using us as vessels to go and wake up Jacob. Go ahead.
It say,
because ultimately you like, I don't want to go back to that wickedness. I don't want to be that old person. Go ahead.
yeah. And Yahweh shall be my strength. And he said, it is a light thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Israel.
So it's a light thing to the Lord. Go ahead.
And to restore the preserved of Jacob.
To raise up the tribes of Israel and to restore the reserved of Jacob. So it's really, the scriptures say the Lord could raise up rocks. So it's light for him to raise us up. You know? That's why it says we was bought with a price. So even though, you know, at times in this truth it could seem like it may be a task, that's just the Lord testing you. You got to overcome those boundaries and obstacles and realize how special you are to even be able to receive that you are Israelite.
This is there more in there?
Yeah, let me get this real quick because I had brought it out about the certain types of deaths. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh. Talk going into death. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold upon sinners. They say that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword and calamities, famine, tribulation, and scourge. These things were created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So all that was created for the wicked. So like them certain type of deaths, man, that's for them.
Right.
This is Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. And the theme that seems to be, you know, the theme in this camp is we're talking about the coming famines, man. Right? And the coming martial law. And the coming ruling of an AI society. And all these are going to be tied in to try and force people to take that sea hit.
Yeah, we know. Damn.
You smell that?
Yeah. We know that the hour of temptation is centered around the micro sea hit. You know?
There'll be a lot of temptations that come with that, man.
Because that's the thing, that's the sea hip is what's going to come upon the whole world. You know? We already know that it's popular amongst certain places overseas. You know? In China, they don't really use cash like that. They use a lot of, you know, technology. America is really the place where, you know, people still use a lot of cash.
Yeah, but see, once they haven't pushed it with a so-called celebrity yet. Once they do that and they give you a way to flex, because that's all Jake needs is a way to flex it.
Yep. Yep. Because right now Jake is in the business of, they still flex cash.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, when that chip comes, you niggas just gonna be holding up y'all wrists. You know, and that really ain't even gonna be no flex. You're just gonna be showing your skin. You know.
Yeah. Continuing on, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Let no man take thy crown. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he
Turn that, chapter 7, like.
chapter 7.
Let me read this real quick. Isaiah 55 and verse 1. It says, Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. And that's symbolic for this truth, you know, because the scriptures say, buy the truth and sell it not. It says, freely ye have received, freely give. All right, that's why we out here in the chief place of concourse for our people to come and eat. All right, come and fill your bellies with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It says, wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? And that ultimately goes into these different churches and these other religions that you give your Federal Reserve notes to, but ultimately you ain't learning nothing, right? You go in these churches like you just had, what was the one nigga who just said lock the doors?
That was the singing dude.
Nah, that was the pastor.
Yeah, he was a singer. He got that one song.
Marvin Sapp.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a singer?
I think it was
Yeah,
Marvin
never
Sapp.
would have made it.
When he told the ushers, lock the doors.
Never would have made it.
Oh,
yeah.
He said,
I would have
lost
it all.
He said, lock the doors. He said, lock the doors.
Good, that was him.
He said, lock the doors, right?
Until like for 40, until they hit what, 40,000.
Yeah, so that scripture say, therefore do you spend money for that which is not bread.
Yeah.
You going into these churches, you giving these pastors all your money, you giving them all your tights, and yet you still dumb. You're not, you ain't coming out learning nothing, right? It says, wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat that which is good, and let your soul delight in fatness. Because when you learn this truth, and you learn what the precepts are really talking about, you actually gain understanding. You find out the name of your power. You find out your nationality. You find out who your enemies really are.
It's like what Moses said, man can't live off bread alone.
Yeah.
If you eat this, if you drink this, like the Lord said, if you drink this water, you gonna live forever.
Yeah.
And it's like we're never full off this plate. Right. It's like it's always good. You never get full and just be like, I don't want no more of that. We're constantly evolving and learning and constantly eating.
Yeah, this truth prepares your spirit and mind for what's coming. Like, these people go to these churches and think they spending money, go dancing, hooting and hollering, but they're not being spiritually prepped for the things coming.
They think they receiving salvation though. They think they already saved.
I was about to say, they tell you they saved.
Waiting on it.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like, we being built up, we being prepped, we being molded and prepared for the things we got to go through in the very near future. You know, but these people go bug out and we go have something to lean on. We go have the truth to lean on. We go have the Lord to lean on. We got prophecy to lean on.
You guys says wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that knowledge. So it's faith and salvation.
I got something right quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 8. And he answered me saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude.
Which proves that everybody ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Y'all think the kingdom of heaven gonna be filled with all nations just glooming and blooming together, having barbecues. All nations, we barbecuing with Esau. Hey, brother. You know, nah, man. The world to come, which is for few, which is for really the elect, the nation of Israel, but starting with the elect. Go ahead.
And more than half of the nation of Israel in America, Mystery Babylon the Great, gonna be destroyed.
Yep.
You know, two-thirds shall be cut off therein and die. So that's more than half of the nation of Israel in Mystery Babylon the Great. So that's fucking
roughly almost 70%.
Yeah, millions. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
Yeah, so how you gonna sit up here at every Christian, every nigga in the Christian church tell you they saved? The scriptures tell us, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you can't be saved in the middle of the movie.
most of these dudes who say they're saved are on the midst of their sins and they ain't got that money.
Yep.
Ain't poor.
Yeah, and they don't got the name that can save you.
Yep.
They don't even got the name that's gonna save. They don't got the magic word.
Right. So answered I and said, swallow them down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. For thou hast agreed to give ear, and art willing to prophesy. For thou hast no longer space than only to live.
We just have enough to live, you know. But we only have enough to endure these last days. That's what the Lord gives us, man. Our daily bread, man.
And
that's all we really need at the end of the day. It's a daily bread to get through the day. And we don't need all this superfluous money, you know, to do bullshit.
Hey, give me poverty nor riches.
And it says, art willing to prophesy, you know, and we do this through the Spirit willingly. You know, ain't no gun to none of our heads. You know, we out here willingly through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
We ain't getting paid. We don't got a PayPal in the motherfucking Cash App.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't got a GoFundMe.
Fundraiser.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm getting married in 2 weeks, by the way, if y'all want to see.
Yeah, if y'all want to help. Yeah. We don't got the super chats. Every time you go live, you got a super chat. You got your Cash App, PayPal.
Oh, thanks. He
Thanks
gave
for the-
99.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat, brother. You know, because that truth be told, this truth, if you wicked, you can make money off of it. And that's what a lot of niggas do. Yeah, that's what a lot of niggas do. They
So
make
your
money.
merch, some t-shirts, hoodies.
Yeah.
That's a big cash cow for IUIC, man. Everybody got to have the same garment.
And that's why the
starter kit.
That's why the Lord said, don't make his house a house of merchandise. Because the focus no longer is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, it's the money. And that's why Yahweh Shai went up in there and was whooping their ass.
with the tables and shit.
Yeah. Getting, you know, because that's not what it's about. The real money is the message. Go ahead, bro.
The book of Micah, chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yahweh and say, it's not Yahweh among us. None evil can come upon us. Now, that's what they think in their mind, man. They think the Lord deal with them just because they're making fat stacks of money. But really, they're just ripping off the congregation.
Nate, Alazar, and Sakari, and all of them.
Okay. No, HOY. all
Yeah, if
these
you charging a dude $200 to come to the Passover, and it's over 1,000 people, you add that money up. You know, you playing with tens of thousands, possibly, you know, tens of thousands of dollars,
Or you got
maybe more.
you're doing a march where you got 1,000 of your members marching. They're all wearing the same T-shirt or garment, man. You add that up, that ends up into tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But you got to keep that 501c3 somehow, you know? You got to show that they're making their contribution to the community.
Yeah, they got to do that. They say if they don't do like them barbecues and book bag giveaways, they get their 503 took away.
The only thing that's righteous when it comes to money is 10%, like it says in the law. That's it. You know, if you want to give extra, whatever, but you know, don't make it a money a doctrine. Go ahead, bro.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. All the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that shall leave them neither root nor branch.
That's the day that the Edomites are afraid of, because they know that that's the day that their beloved Babylon the Great gets destroyed. It's done. You know,
And it says all that do proud, and all that do wickedly.
shall be stubble.
You know, so all these niggas gotta get burned up.
Yeah, that goes with our people too. Like, who think like they think because they got money, because they making $70,000 a month, that the Lord dealing with them and all this shit. Well, we gonna find out in the end. We ain't gotta sit there and prove and debate. We just tell you our stance, what we know. See, y'all think y'all know, we know.
Right.
This is why
And
we
too much money in this society is gonna cause you to dwell in the pleasures of the world.
So the lust.
That's why they said Al-Azhar, he was always in them strip clubs and shit.
Hey, the Passover that they just had in 2025, you know they had the one in 2020 or 2021 where they had the strippers in the bottom. They had them this year too.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't give a damn, man.
You always, yeah, you got money. You always trying to be on the scene. You always trying to be in places where it's so-called lit.
Hey, and the sign said slot. The sign said when they was bringing the bottles out, it said baller alert.
See, that's nigga shit.
No,
Let me read this real quick. That's nigga shit.
It said baller alert. I'm like,
Baller
wow.
alert.
Mark 4:19, Yashar Allah 144. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in, choke of the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
So for the word and becometh unfruitful. Yeah, that is unfruitful. Because, and another thing, why would you have Israelite women naked at a supposed to be solemn assembly?
What little party? Why
You
you
know?
party on something?
Why is it in the club again?
In the club. Yeah, like you got strippers and shit. You sit here and we like women. Know what I'm saying? We go look at a naked woman, but for us to be preaching and talking about our nation and then turn around and have naked Israelite women at a Passover is like completely hypocritical and goes against what we stand for, because we teaching our women to we tell our women to carry themselves a different way. You know, our women's supposed to have their heads covered and can't keep their bodies covered.
But they ain't even in the truth though. So they was around people. They shouldn't even have been around.
Yeah.
They should have been just around people in the truth.
Yep.
Like they should have been
Believers.
around. Yeah, it was.
Believers, yep. Especially during the time of the Passover.
I got something real quick. This is the book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And they always say they don't give respect to Yahushua, but they always say Yahweh. Well, it say right here that if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. So you don't got Yahweh or Yahushua.
Right.
Because you love the world.
Y'all niggas definitely love the world.
It say, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of eyes, and the pride of life. You had the nigga Deacon say, when the cameras go off, my life is great. That's what he said.
And that's why he can't put the microphone down, because he want to be a Hebrew rapper. He want to mix the world with the truth. That's why y'all can't take them hats off, because y'all got that Greekish worldly fetish. Some of y'all hairlines is fucked up too,
Yeah,
but
both of them.
you know,
You see Hassan?
Al-Azhar look fucking 10 years older.
Yeah, so Hassan had a wave cap on, but he didn't take the shit off.
Amen.
You would see them motherfuckers.
When it recedes, just let it go out, man.
Yeah.
And then I ain't gonna lie, y'all do be getting crispy ass lineups too.
That's a fact.
You know, I think the only one that I be having sometimes a little bit of sympathy for is Asad, because I feel like he be knowing, but he can't come off that. It's like you see a mouse when they run on the sticky trap and they can't get off.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Hassan. Like he know kinda, but he can't get off that sticky trap. You know, I don't know what's holding him back,
Like
but
he's trying, you know, he
respect the men.
pulling.
yeah,
Respected men.
yeah.
He got that respected men.
Yep, respect
Oh,
the men.
this is my friend. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Those dudes are wicked, man. Those dudes are wicked. The Lord gonna kill those dudes.
Yeah, the Lord gonna get all of y'all, man.
We had people that fell out and
Where you stand on an issue, man. You know?
You got something?
Yeah, if you came into this truth with somebody and then they depart and you never really had no issues with them, like that's normally what we say. You know, he was cool. You know, we don't talk about you. You know, we ain't blast you. We just let you be. You know, and you know, hey, may the Lord keep him in the faith. Whatever. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach, when you will say, I find no pleasure in them. Before the sun and the light and the moon and the stars grow dark, and the clouds return after the rain, when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men stoop. When the grinders cease, because they are few, and those looking through the windows grow dim.
And that's why the Lord is going to reward particular men, because you remember him when the so-called, you know, when before the hell broke loose, basically. You know, year after year, you came out, you taught his word, you stayed diligent, you stayed faithful. You know, when society was still regularly functioning.
Yeah, when you was young, strong,
when you
still
was young.
a spring chicken.
Yeah, you know, the Lord, you know, you remembered him. So the Lord is just, so he gonna remember you. There's gonna be a lot of hypocrites amongst our people that when the hell comes, that's when the Lord not dealing with people like that. That's why it says, before the evil days, before the evil days come not.
Yeah, well, this was the New International Version. It said before the days of trouble.
Yeah, before the days of trouble come, we was out here. Like right now, you can get in your car, you can take a hot shower, you can go shopping. If you got money, you can go buy yourself something. You know, you get the pick of the litter with foods you want to eat for the day. You know, you could meal prep for the week. You know, if you want to make yourself some fresh juice, it's gonna come a time where none of that shit is gonna exist. You ain't gonna be able to take no fucking hot shower and watch your favorite show. We enter into the times where all that shit, being comfortable, is gonna be non-existent.
It's like, so if these tariffs that Trump put on China and all that, they continue on for another 2 weeks or so, and they're gonna be empty shelves, man. They've been talking about it on the news. They're gonna be empty shelves, man. These Walmarts, Targets, and they ain't gonna have the stuff to need. So the price is gonna go up by default, man. They need to get that money back, man. So hey, a lot of things about to be fucked over, man. They don't even know.
And people panic instantly. Like when the CV first hit, when you went into the store, shit was empty. I remember.
Yeah. So
It was empty. People was going into the stores and shit was gone. Niggas couldn't get toilet paper, food, nothing. And that was in a matter of a couple days. Go ahead.
It's the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 6, verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens, and the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together.
That's talking about the truth. The word ain't how much no shot, man. Because right now, being closed, and then they'll do radio waves, man. The word of the Lord is spread 4 corners of earth.
and it said this world go vanish. You know, and there was a world before the flood. Then the world came after. Then there was a world after the flood. And then when the second death comes, it's gonna be a new heavens and a new earth. So you know, and once that's like how they say, if you go digging, you can go digging in the past and see a whole nother world. They constantly see underground cities, underwater cities from the past, you know, and proof of the great flood. But guess what? When its destruction comes, it's gonna be a new world on top of that world, the new heavens and the new earth.
Because the missile guy do
Yeah.
a heck of a job, man.
Yeah.
Cleaning this world.
It say, the children of a year old shall speak with their voices, and women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Like I said, during the time of the CV, people went grocery shopping when it first happened, and the stores were empty. You know, and is that still a true stat? That is the estimate of these grocery stores is 2 to 3 days.
I think it's
Like
less than that
probably
now.
less. Yeah. It used to, because if you work I work in a grocery store, and trucks, I know the people who work overnight. Trucks come every night. So if a truck gotta come every night, that means that shit, after that day of grocery shopping, you know, it's a little dent in the store. So they got to bring that truck. The overnight people got to stock it and fill the store back up.
And that's without people ransacking the shelves and panic buying.
Yeah, so imagine if the truck didn't come for 3-4 days, but you got people rushing the stores. It ain't going. The food is over.
There's been times when we've had blizzards here, where the trucks couldn't come for a little while, and the shelves were, you know, before a big snowstorm, damn near empty. You know?
It say the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hears, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
And the scriptures tell us that in the Apocrypha that they're going to fight because of the lack of bread. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor because of the lack of bread. Hey, if it's your family versus if it's his family versus his family, he got 4 kids and a wife, he got 4 kids, 5 kids and a wife. His family don't got it, but his family do. What you think he gonna do to feed his family?
It'll be a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah, you know, I knew such and such for 20 years, but shit, he got food over there and we ain't got none, so I'm gonna go take it. That's how these people in the world are gonna react.
Yeah.
You know?
You look at what happened during the Great Depression. A lot of people knew their neighbors, and they already had small communities where they shared things.
Yep.
Like this family might have like more cows. This family might have you know, more vegetables or whatever, and they shared it amongst each other. Ain't none of that no more,
Hell
man.
no.
That is long gone.
Got the DoorDash food to your house. No, that shit ain't gonna last for you, man.
Yeah, Salaki, it stopped for a second. But every place has Instacart. What is it? What's the other one? DoorDash, Uber Eats. You ain't even got to get off your ass to do anything. You know, you could just sit on your ass and play video games and get food. They got the Walmart. Okay, sound is good. The water, brother. Walmart. Drop the groceries off at your fucking crib. You ain't even got to. You don't have to get up to do anything.
You got more than that? And back to what he said about the neighbors back then. They knew each other and they shared amongst each other. Shit, you could live on the street, or live on the street as the same person for years and not even know who live on your block. You could live across the street from somebody and never see him.
This is the last of it. This verse 25, it say, whoso.
What happened?
My phone died.
Oh, what was it?
Second Ezra 6 and 25. Yeah, Second Ezra 6 and 25. And then I have Jeremiah 19 and 9.
I got that one.
19 and 8.
And people not as sociable as they was back then. So people can't even communicate with each other now. It'd be an issue with people now due to lack of communication as well. People die, people unaliving each other, people always having confrontations.
You got it?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
The book of 2 Ezra 6 verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation, and the end of your world.
Yeah, so you gotta, just like we was going into what's that, us? Like the rapture, it ain't gonna be like that's going like you were saying about being saved. You gotta go through all that. You say he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Not you gonna get raptured.
And those Christians believe in that rapture shit.
Yeah, they think they gonna get raptured and then they just gonna be eating popcorn, watching the shit.
Yeah, they think the tribulation gonna happen after the rapture.
19 and 5.
19, I think 8 or 7.
Jeremiah chapter 19 and verse 7 or 8.
8.
Verse 8. And I will make this city desolate and a hissing.
Because when the famine come, you're gonna have people bugging out, but they gonna lose their mind because when you don't eat, that makes your mind go. You gotta have a strong mind to go without food. Go ahead.
And I will make this city desolate and a hissing. Everyone that passeth thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters.
Not just ransacking your neighbors. They
turn into cannibals.
Get that bad to where people gonna eat the flesh of their own kids. Go ahead.
And they animals too. And they shall eat every
the animals going first.
Yep.
If the animals don't try to eat you.
Right.
And they shall eat every one of the flesh of his friend in the siege and straightness wherewith the enemies.
And you had it
with their enemies.
Back in the scriptures where the two ladies, where the one lady was like, "Oh, we're gonna eat my
his
baby
son today as in
and
Kings."
Yeah.
And it said the other lady hit her son.
Yeah, because she was fun.
Yes.
Start thinking like, oh shit.
Yeah, so we talking about they gonna take each other's bread. They gonna fucking eat each other, man. It says, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters.
And I don't know how true it is, but I believe it. They said that Esau been putting mixing human meat.
I believe it.
Yeah, me too. But I don't. Yeah.
Because these missing people, I mean, fuck. Where did Esau probably? He's so wicked. He probably putting them in. He is putting them in the food.
Yeah, I believe the way they did it was they was like mixing it with beef and shit like that. And then now they just going full fledged.
And he owns the Food and Drug Administration, so he gonna pass it.
Remember the 1948er came out over a decade ago and said that they grind them up in the McDonald's and all of that.
No, we know that. But this is what I'm saying. Like, you eating when you eat something bad, like I don't know if you ever had food poisoning. Like when you eat something bad, your stomach, like I know my stomach, it just lock up and you start throwing up.
It rejects it. It rejects it.
But if they
slowly
giving it
warm
to
you up
and
to
getting your body
adapted to it,
so you gonna be able to eat that human meat.
It says, in the siege and straightness wherewith their enemies. And they shall seek their lives, and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. Then thou shalt. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was it.
Got something real quick. I put this into ChatGPT. I asked, what kind of punishment is cannibalism in the scriptures? And it says, very heavy question and very important. In the KJV Bible, cannibalism is never commanded. It's shown only as a horrific punishment, a curse or a judgment when the people are under extreme wrath from the Most High because of rebellion, sin, and idolatry.
It's like, side note, we can't eat people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No matter how hungry you is, you just can't do it. You gotta, you can't do
said
it.
we eat the beast of the earth, not no goddamn person. But yeah, that's a judgment, man.
Yep.
That could be a heavy judgment on Jacob. They're gonna start eating their kids, or the baby mamas gonna eat the kids.
Hold on, why did it say they was that they started doing it? What was the last?
Right.
Rebellion, sin, and idolatry.
And that's what our people lead the league in rebellion, sin, and idolatry.
It tells us that our nation right now, they did worse than their fathers. So the rebellion, sin, and idolatry is worse than it's ever been. That's why Daniel 12 has to be fulfilled, a time that's never been, because the idolatry and the sin is at an all-time high. Like it was this thing that I seen online where this black lady, this Judite, she said, I feel like if a man says he wants to see you without your makeup on and your natural hair, that's a dude that can't afford you. So this one Jake said, okay, let me show you an example. He said, I'm gonna show you how this dude can dress himself up to look like a bad bitch. So it was a Jake, he had hair on his face, he shaved all the hair off his face, and his thing was looking like a woman. So he shaved all the hair off his face, he put makeup on, and he dressed like a woman. And he went out. And then the Jake said, this is why we want to see you without your fucking makeup. Because bitch, you could be a nigga up under there.
Yeah.
You know? So it don't got, if a dude say, I want to see you natural, baby, that don't mean he can't afford you, bitch. I want to make sure you ain't a fucking man.
Yeah. And
you know?
And I actually witnessed something like that recently. Somebody showed me a video, and I'm thinking it's a woman. You know, they had the hair, the body, and all of that. And then you know, and then they end up telling me that's a man.
It's a man.
That's a fucking man.
And that's why we say that type of sin is at an all-time high.
And I wouldn't and that's I would have never if they didn't say nothing, I would have never knew it was a man. So that's why we living in some dangerous ass times, man. This shit is fucked up.
Let's get a couple more and then we're out of here.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 16, and verse 18. We'll start verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers thereof, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are set scourges for amendment. Now, what the main point is the beginning of famine, of death, of great mourning, of sorrow.
Yeah.
These are the things that are about to come from this world, man, and we're looking forward to it. But these are the things that we want. We don't want this place to continue on as a wicked ass, mundane society and filth. No, we want the kingdom of heaven, man. But these things must come from the kingdom of heaven. No, so we wait.
It just keeps printing. It says a big point. In the future, great tribulation, cannibalism is very likely to reappear, not because it's lawful, but because desperation during global famine, siege, and judgment will push the wicked into unthinkable acts again. It will be part of the curse for rebellion, just like ancient times.
Yeah, and it's gonna reappear because there's gonna be a global famine. So it's gonna, that cannibalism is gonna reappear. And it's prophecy too. We just read it.
Yeah.
And people think the Lord not gonna do anything. The Lord just sit back and watch this wicked world get more wicked. Nah, the
They say
Lord.
that in Zephaniah. The Lord will neither do good nor evil.
Hey, right now it says it's a time for everything, and right now we're in the time of evil, and that's why we're prophesying what the Lord wants us to prophesy. We're in a time of doom. You know?
It's funny watching these Christians try to scramble to make it make sense to these stupid ass people who follow that church. They ain't gonna have an answer.
Hell no.
The people of the world ain't gonna have an answer.
Hey, so with that, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash.
All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, Lord willing, you will edify. Lord willing, we'll see you next week. Shalom. Shalom, brother. Shalom.